Today we are making a coconut cheesecake tower with hot mocha sauce. Here are the ingredients that we're using today. This is a very special cookbook called Shavuot of Longing, and it is a book that was released by Beri Printers in Israel to honor the hostages taken during the October 7th attack in Israel in 2023. The families of hostages that still remained in captivity submitted some of their favorite recipes, and those were compiled into a book, and all proceeds from the book went to support the hostage families. As for the ingredients, we're using bittersweet chocolate, instant coffee, shredded coconut, heavy cream, cream cheese, coconut milk, vanilla pudding mix, and white granulated sugar, and Israeli tea biscuits. Let's get started. The first step is to toast half a cup of shredded coconut until it is golden brown. So we'll start by pouring that into a pan, and we'll turn the heat on medium low, and it cooks pretty quickly. There isn't really a high water content in shredded coconut, so it's almost like toasting nuts, like pine nuts. You want to stir continuously, keep a really close eye on it, keep the temperature low, and if you're very gentle and careful with it, you get this beautiful golden color for the toasted coconut. It took maybe 10 minutes. It was pretty fast. You'll then transfer the coconut to a plate, and then just go ahead and spread it out into an even layer, and then you'll put the plate in the freezer to quickly chill the coconut. Now we'll go ahead and assemble the cheese filling. 1 cup of heavy cream, and 1 cup of coconut milk. And don't worry, I always take a little spatula and I make sure to empty the entire container. 80 grams of vanilla pudding powder. It was a little bit less than 1 packet, so I just weighed it out on the scale. And then 50 grams of white granulated sugar. If you have an electric mixer, you'll mix it on medium speed for a couple minutes. If you don't, like me, and you're using a whisker and doing it by hand, your shoulder's going to feel like it's about to fall off by the time everything's mixed together, but just take breaks if you need. Once those first few ingredients are incorporated, you'll add a 16-ounce block of cream cheese and just go to town. Get it done. If you have an electric mixer, you'll mix for about a minute or so, and you'll just keep going until stiff peaks form. And then you'll gently fold in the toasted coconut. I thought about refilming this because the coconut completely got stuck to the plate, but I ended up leaving it in because I thought that was kind of funny. So then you'll just gently fold in that cooled toasted coconut, and it smells incredible at this point. It's light and fluffy with that smell of coconut. And then you'll just transfer it to a bag. If you have a piping bag, you can use it, but I just used a gallon bag. And here we'll get started off with 3/4 cup of coconut milk. And then if you have pina colada mix, you can use 1 tablespoon. It is optional. I just put in a tablespoon of homemade lime kombucha because it's the closest thing I had on hand. And this is the mixture we're going to use to dip the tea biscuits in. These are Kedem brand tea biscuits from Israel. For the first layer, you'll just start with dry biscuits for that bottom layer. The recipe gives instructions for making 12 individual towers. What I did here was I made one tower and then everything else I just put in one pan. I used Gorilla Tape to make a piping bag. As they say in Hebrew, ze ma sheyesh ve'im ze nenatzeach. In English, you would say get her done or make it work. Classic. Here's that first layer of the cream cheese filling. And you can just have fun here. My son wanted to jump in and help, and that's fine. This is a very simple, child-friendly recipe. Just let them help. They have a great time. And so for the second layer of biscuits, you'll go ahead and dip. So the first layer is dry, and then the second layer, you'll just dip the biscuits in that coconut milk mixture until you have a second layer. And then here is the second layer of the cream cheese filling. And my son really had such a great time helping here. And then you'll just do biscuits again, and then a third layer of cream cheese, and then the fourth and final layer of biscuits. So you should have 4 layers of biscuits and 3 layers of cream cheese in the middle. And then you cover it and you can put it in the fridge to chill, either 2 to 3 hours if you're making a same day recipe, or what I did was I just put it in overnight. I'm using my candy melting pot that I used to use when I still made chocolate bombs. You'll put 100 grams of bittersweet chocolate in there and add 1 teaspoon of instant coffee and half a cup of cream. And you can just put that all in the melting pot, and I put mine on medium heat. And this is a very special candy melting pot if you're working with chocolate or dipping candy, because it melts everything very gently at a very specific temperature that will melt chocolate but not burn it. So this was just my version where I'm using the tools that I have on hand. I happen to have a specialty tool for this part, but the original instructions do say that you can just heat the cream and the coffee and then pour it over the chocolate, and you can use that heat to get the chocolate melted. So either way, however you want to get it done, the mocha sauce is now ready. It really smells amazing. The chocolate and the coffee, super fragrant. So here is the chilled individual tower of cheesecake, and you'll then pour the hot topping directly over the cheesecake and then serve it immediately. You get that nice contrast between the hot mocha topping and the chilled cheesecake. Look how beautiful that is. You don't even have to be a pro to make a cake like this. Time for a taste test. Look at those beautiful, delicate layers. This cake has an absolutely perfect balance of flavors. It's not overwhelmingly sweet. It has enough sweetness to taste refreshing. The cream cheese is creamy. The crackers are just melting in your mouth. There's just a little bite of texture from the coconut. The chocolate topping has a wonderful flavor that's added on with that bittersweet chocolate. And the best part is that this is a no-bake cake, so it's perfect for summertime. It's a wonderful recipe if you want to let your children help you in the kitchen, because it's simple and fun to put together. You don't have to use the oven. So here I'm actually just pouring the remaining mocha sauce over the cake, and we will chill it for later. So this is me here in real time. This part is not a voiceover. We are actually going to read the caption from the book for Eviatar David. Eviatar from Kfar Saba loves to play the guitar and sing around the Shabbat table with his family. He enjoys music and partying with friends. Eviatar also loves video games and Japanese animation. So this is for you. Coconut cheesecake tower with hot mocha sauce. Eviatar David, we're thinking about you, we're praying for you. Am Yisrael Chai.